Well, I don't care whether it's the responsibility of the environmental health officer or the cleansing department. I want action. Yes, I'll hold the line. Hello? Well, as I keep explaining to your colleagues, I am about to set off for work. I have 3 cubic yards of horse manure in my driveway, and I want it shifted.
Come in, Alistair.
You wanted a word?
Yeah, I've been sorting out these files, and I realised we never had a chat about your fraud case, Mr. Khan and Daisy Daydream Dresses.
You don't want to worry about that, Gov. You've got enough on your plate getting packed up and handing over.
No, I said I'd talk to you about it, and I don't like to leave any loose ends if I can help it.
Well, actually, I'd quite like to check over the file again myself and then run it past the new DCI. Well, I mean, you know, she'll be in charge if this thing turns out to be a runner. And she's just come from fraud squad, so she'll be up to speed.
So what's your mystery man got to say about these suits?
According to a reliable source, the consignment of 200 suits that went missing from the warehouse has been broken down into smaller batches. Some are available on our ground, if you know the right people.
So who are the right people?
That I don't know.
One thing about this snout of yours, Michael.
What's that?
He doesn't overwhelm you with facts, does he?
The police are doing everything they can, sir. But I must pay the balance due on my air ticket within the hour to ensure my place on the flight.
I don't know what you advise here.
Sir, if I could leave with you these most personal, vital papers and security, I'll get the very
Use your phone, please, love. Yeah. Cheers. Oh, and a round of bacon, lettuce and tomato on brown to go.
What are A-Relief up to, Derek?
Late turn, they'll be in this afternoon, sir.
Yes, I know that. I mean, what are they up to? There's something going on, isn't there? I don't want it getting out of hand.
Andy Monroe hasn't said anything to me.
Well, he wouldn't, would he? Not if there weren't email.
Well, if there is anything of that nature, I'm sure he'd prefer to deal with it in his own way. That's usually the best solution.
Yes, up to a point. I don't want any damn nonsense.
No. Haven't seen the new DCI yet, is she here?
No, she'll be in later on. She was called to a immediate area this morning.
With the Deputy Assistant Commissioner?
Yes.
Is that going to happen a lot, then? Meetings between her and the DAC?
Well, she's very well thought of at senior level. She's an asset to the division.
Or the DAC's asset in our division?
Having secured my air ticket, I will then go to the High Commission, who will advance me the necessary funds to repay your good self. Until then, you have in your possession all of my essential documentation.
Well, now, I would like to help.
Excuse me, I'm Detective Chief Inspector Reed, Sun Hill. I'd like you to answer a few questions. You're under arrest. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you do say may be given in evidence. You're nicked, mate.
Yeah. Hello, Frank.
Ready for the off, then?
Yeah, just about.
Well, I just wanted to wish you all the best. 1-to-1, on a personal level.
Thank you. That's appreciated.
I don't mind telling you, I've learnt a few things since you've been here.
Yeah, me too.
No, seriously. You've sharpened up my game.
Sounds like I've got a lot to answer for. Come in.
Sorry to interrupt. Just thought you might like to know the new DCI's on her way in.
So, what are we all supposed to do? Get down on our hands and knees?
No, Gov. The thing is, she's bringing in a prisoner. She's nicked this bloke in the street.
Strictly speaking, so they don't have to be here for another 5 minutes.
Well, that's not the way we do things, Bob.
No, sir. They ought to be here.
If they want to work to rule, they'll find I know the book a damn sight better than they do.
Right. Right! You move out of here in 3 minutes, on my signal.
The fertiliser photos are on their way round. What are we going for tonight?
We need to get inside his car. Check whether he's located the mackerel.
So, it's the fingerprint ink round the steering wheel, or the knickers?
Let's do the knickers.
OK.
Remember, whoever plants the knickers, they've got to make sure that they pull the passenger seat forward so that when his missus gets in...
She pulls it back again and the evidence is revealed.
Look, this is stupid. If I'd have wanted to put on a uniform and mess people about, I'd have got a job on the railways.
We're doing this on your account, June.
Well, I didn't ask you to. I can fight my own battles.
No, no one can do that. I mean, the only way we're going to tell Munro what we think of him is by closing ranks.
Gentlemen, 60 seconds, we are officially on parade. Let us make our way there at a steady pace.
But, officer, I have explained everything I can about the unfortunate personal circumstances which has led me to attempt this most reprehensible deception.
This is not about obtaining pecuniary advantage, Mr. Alina Olu. We just want to know where you got your suit.
My suit?
Uh-huh.
This suit?
Yes. It matches the description of a consignment of suits stolen recently.
Do you think that is why it was so remarkably inexpensive?
I mean, that's how she arrived at the station. With a prisoner and a packet of sandwiches. Now, you've got to admit, that's class.
Yeah, well, I suppose you'll be welling. All the girls together, eh?
Don't start coming all that.
Yeah, but it's got to be good news for you, though, Viv.
Well, you can't assume that. A woman that makes it in a job where there's always been men can end up more chauvinistic than they are. There's plenty of examples of that.
Well, I know someone who won't like taking orders from a woman.
Yeah, Burnside.
I can't wait to see those two get together.
I reckon we should ring the bomb squad now.
Yours.
Right. Let's go the long way round. If members of this relief are winding up their inspector, could you rack your brains for a possible reason why?
Yeah, well, there could be a whole range of regrettable supervisory attitudes at issue.
Such as?
There's things you don't do, right? If someone's going over the side, then maybe it's just their business, or maybe they need a right rollicking. But you don't grass them up for it. That's well out of order.
Right. Well, whatever anybody's grievances are, I want it known that this little campaign has made its point and it's over. Anybody monkeying with an officer's private property is in the frame for a criminal damage charge. And you don't need reminding what that means. Out of the force on your ear roll. Spread the word.
Yeah, but why me? Because you have the sartorial advantage over Ted and myself, Tosh.
You what?
The thing is, Tosh, you look as if you really need a good suit.
And one that's incredibly cheap.
I think that's about all I can do by way of bringing you up to date, Kim.
Thanks, Gordon. Thanks, that's been very helpful.
I wish I could give you a map of the Sun Hill minefields, but I never had one myself. Goodbye, Kim.
Goodbye, Gordon.
The very best of luck.
Say again, Marika.
Anscombe ward. Talk to the ward sister. She'll give the ST on the woman and the baby.
Okay, understood.
What a prize Pratt he looks. You all set for the knickers?
Yeah.
I don't recall either of you being down for station duties.
Oh, no, sir. It's foot patrol.
Skipper had us in for a word, sir.
Well, you can get out and get on with it now, can't you?
Sir.
She brought him into casualty, thought he was ill. Turned out to be nappy rash, which you'd expect her mother to recognise. Thing is, she's very affectionate with him, but hasn't got the first clue about parenting skills. And she doesn't know who a district nurse was.
So you don't think it's her baby?
We haven't been alerted about any snatchers, but we told her we had to do some tests. Kept them both here.
Right.
I was told you could fix me with a smart whistle.
Well, what were you thinking of spending?
Well, I was told 50.
Possible. I mean, it's a definite maybe.
We are talking designer labels, aren't we? I mean, that's what I was told you got.
No, mate. I haven't got any suits. I'm not into merchandise, not as such. I could make the odd phone call, though. See if I can help you out.
Oh, thanks a lot.
No problem. I'll have a Bacardi and Coke.
Will you?
11 months, eh? Yeah. So when's his birthday?
Well, like 11 months ago.
Yeah, I know that. What about the actual date? Oh, come on. You must know his birthday. Wouldn't you say he's changing now, Donna?
No, he smells like that normally. Don't notice if you have a fag, but they don't let you smoke in here.
Now, you see, Mum, he must be laundering the cash somewhere between here and there before it goes into his wife's account in the Channel Islands. But I'm not sure just how he's doing it.
Yes, Alistair, I can see your problem.
I'm not convinced we've got enough to give him a spin. And I don't want to tip him off.
You made a retail purchase from this outfit?
Yes, that's the receipted invoice.
And you reckon he's putting work out to domestic workers as well as the people in his factory?
That's right.
Well, he must be making over 40 grand. I'm way over the VAT limit, but there's no VAT number on this invoice.
But he must be registered.
If he's registered, then it's an offence to leave off the VAT number. Blow it up to customs and excise. They'll be through his front door with axes if there's any nonsense.
I should have thought of the VAT.
Yes, you should.
I don't have time to chat, Bob. Ackland wants me at the hospital.
I just thought you want to know what this nonsense was all about.
I'm quite well aware of what the wind-up's about, thank you very much. They think I grassed on Ackland and Ray's relationship and caused him to be transferred.
Well, if it was made absolutely clear that wasn't the case...
I told Ackland the truth. She didn't believe me. That's all there is to be said. I'm not about to beg for mercy from that shower. They can keep it up as long as they like. I won't break.
Sir, perhaps there are areas that you could bend just a little...
I realise you've interested yourself in this matter for the very best of motives, Bob, but it's my business and I'll deal with it in my own fashion. I think that closes the subject.
Sir.
Nice collar our new DCI made. Shows she's not just a desk jockey, street smart as well.
Smart? Blind man in a snowstorm could make Johnny Olina Olu as a con artist. We all trip over something once in a while. It's the law of averages.
I don't know, Ted. I think we've got a real live wire on our hands.
I could teach Kim Reed more about the streets in Sun Hill than she could fit in her filofax.
Here we go. I'll tag them on foot, then call you round when they're on the premises.
What if they're going to a car?
No, it's not that sort of deal. It'll be local.
I'm taking the chance to have quick, informal chats with as many of our people as possible, Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to talk about individual caseloads or the departmental structure. I just want to get a broader view of Sunhill CID at this stage.
Find out what our philosophy is.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. Does that bother you?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I had a feeling you might be thinking along those lines. So I've brought in something I've been working on. Could you run it past you now?
Yes, by all means.
It's a research paper on the implications of video-monitored interviews on our work practices.
You are looking ahead.
Well, I know video interviews are only at the pilot stage in the Met so far, but I want us to be ready for when radical change hits us.
I'll give this some very careful thought, Frank. What put you onto it?
I took some of the boys and girls over the area training unit for their interview course. Working with cameras and tapes, well, that really brings it home. Came as a bit of a shock to some people, but I think we can lick them into shape.
So you found the area training unit a useful resource?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if we're going to adopt a proactive approach to innovation and change, I mean, if that's going to be our philosophy, then training is the key element.
Good. That's the sort of thinking I want to encourage round here.
We'll walk down the stairs.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, my knees cramp. Yeah.
These two look after you, mate. See you later, Des.
Hiya.
You're a bit short in the leg, aren't you?
I'll get along.
Oh, yeah. It takes all sorts.
I'm sure it's not her child, but I can't get any sense out of her.
I'll speak to her. If she can't give a convincing account of herself, I'll go for a place of safety order on the baby.
Well, she's not exactly the brightest girl in the class, sir. It took me and the ward sister to persuade her to change the kid's nappy.
Yeah, and she's making a diabolical pills of it. I hate watching simple jobs done badly.
Would it be all right if I tried it on now and came back tomorrow when I've made my mind up?
No can do, pal. We're not resident here. We'll be somewhere else tomorrow. Take the man's jacket, Neville. Slip this on.
Thank you.
It's filth.
Oh, Nick! You can leave out the aerobics.
Yeah, all right.
You go on with a bit more room under the arms.
All right. All right. Do this the hard way. All right, I've got my hands up. There's no medals in it. You know this guy, huh?
Neville McFarlane. Fancies himself as muscle and he's all talk, no action.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your friends won't know you now, son.
What are they going to do with him?
He'll be looked after for a couple of days while we try and trace his mother, and then they'll decide what to do. Or maybe he can come back to you. It's up to social services to decide.
I'm not in trouble, am I?
If you've told us the truth, you haven't done anything wrong, Donna. Don't worry. The kid belongs to a friend of hers.
Yeah?
Yeah, the father did a runner. 2 weeks ago, the mother decamped to look for him. Left the baby with Donna, set it to be for a couple of days. The poor little cow's been worried, sick, and too scared to get help.
Oh, nice work, Gov.
There's a cracking little fella. I've got 2 girls, you know. Would have liked a little lad. Still, not allowed to say that sort of thing these days. Well, we'll chase up social services, get this one sorted out.
Mr. Monroe,
Yes, Ackland?
you told me you had nothing to do with the Gordon Wray business.
I did, and I don't intend to repeat myself or offer my behaviour for the relief's approval.
Fair enough.
So, shall we get on with the job in hand?
Just get in there and shut up! Confidential. I'm your DS, sonny boy. When I walk into a situation with you, I want to know the score.
Yes, of course, Ted, but the circumstances were, well, a bit out of the ordinary.
Well, what were they? And this time, tell me the whole truth.
My information came from a contact in the security firm guarding the warehouse.
Yeah?
They gave me the names, but they didn't want them pursued in such a way that their source could be traced.
Their source being?
I don't know that.
But you could make an educated guess. It seems to me like it's an inside job.
They sweated the truth out of one of their own employees, only they didn't want him nicked because it's bad for their corporate image.
I don't know that for a fact.
No, and I bet you didn't even ask. Well, you ask more next time, sonny boy. If you start getting into bed with security firms, you better take precautions. Otherwise, you'll catch something nasty.
It's not a joke, June. It's a protest.
Well, if it's a protest on my behalf, please call it off. Look, I got it wrong. I haven't got a grievance.
But it's not just you, June. Munro's been getting on everyone's back. He needs taking down a peg.
Yeah, well, maybe, but you've made your point. Now back off.
Look, an action of this nature depends on the solidarity of the troops. If we're losing that, well, maybe we should reconsider.
Now, what do we get dumped on?
Now, Tony, look, I don't mean call it off. I mean, well, you know, suspend the campaign and see how Munro behaves himself in the future.
Yeah, he's on probation. But he wants to be aware there's plenty more where that manure came from.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased to be able to report a good result on the suits.
Yes, my congratulations to all concerned.
Well, it's all thanks to the good collar you made, Ma'am.
Bit of luck.
We all make our own luck, as they say. Now, you kept your eyes and your ears open. That's important on the streets.
Well, on the subject of the suits, DC Dashwood was with you on that investigation.
Yes, that's right.
Well, from his file, he comes across as an able and active officer.
Oh, Mike's a good lad.
Enjoys the good life, I believe. In fact, designer label suits must have been a subject close to his heart. You'd think he'd be keen for promotion, wouldn't you? But he hasn't gone for sergeant.
That's something you'd have to ask him about.
Yes, I will. It bothers me when officers don't develop their career potential to the maximum, Ted.
Well, not everyone gets the chance. It's a matter of luck, I suppose.
As you just said, we make our own luck. I notice that you didn't take part in the interviewing course that the area training unit laid on.
Pressure of work.
It is a mistake to let the day-to-day business stop you from keeping up to speed with new developments, Ted. We'll make time for you to go on the next course.
Yes, Ma'am. Will that be all?
Yes, all for now, thanks, Ted. I look forward to working with you.
Likewise, I'm sure.